A Venn diagram, we already know, is used to sort data. For example, if we were going to sort these pupils according to hair colour and if they wore glasses or not, we might want to compare having brown hair and wearing glasses. So that would be our two circles, brown hair and wearing glasses. Now we've drawn pictures, but rather than doing this, it's easier and we tend to write numbers to represent each event. So for example, with the section which is the people that just have brown hair and don't wear glasses, we have a picture of 3 people, so we would just write the number 3. And for the centre would be just 1 and so on. Now we have our Venn diagram, we can use this to answer any questions they might have. So for example, the first question is how many children altogether? So all you need to do is just add up the 3, the 1, the 2 and the 4. So next, how many children have brown hair? For this question, I'm interested in the 3 and the 1. That's because the 3 represents the people that just have brown hair, and the 1 represents people who have brown hair but also wear glasses. But the question wanted how many children have brown hair, so it's both of these, so we need to add these together. Next, how many children wear glasses? So this is the 2 people that just wear glasses and don't have brown hair, and the people that wear glasses and have brown hair, so it's the 1 add the 2. How many children have brown hair and glasses? Well, this is just the 1 person that is in the middle of our Venn diagram. How many don't have brown hair and don't have glasses? This is the 4 people on the outside of our Venn diagram. Sometimes we need to be given these as probabilities. So we know that there's 10 children altogether. So what is the probability that a child has brown hair? Is going to be the 4 over 10, and we can simplify that to 2 over 5. The same with how many wear glasses, 3 over 10. Brown hair and glasses, 1 over 10. And how many don't have is 4 over 10 simplified to 2 over 5. A card is selected at random from a pack of 52 playing cards. Let A be the event that the card is an ace and D be the event that the card is a diamond. Now in the exam you are expected to know a pack of cards. You're expected to know that there are 52 in a pack. You're expected to know what suits there are, that there's ace, 2, 3 and so on. So like I've shown you here, there are 4 aces in a pack and there are 13 diamonds altogether, including that ace of diamonds. Now I'm going to try and put this into my Venn diagram. So the centre of the Venn diagram represents that the card is an ace and also a diamond. Now there is only one of those, the one I've highlighted, the ace of diamonds. So we're just going to put the number 1 in the centre. Next, how many aces are there that are not diamonds? Well, there are 3 left. So 3 is going to go in the left-hand circle. Then we've got all the cards that are diamonds that are not an ace. So that is all of these that are left. So there are 12 of them. Because we know that there are 52 playing cards in a pack, you need to have a number for the outside of the cards that are not aces and not diamonds. So 52 subtract the numbers that we've got inside the Venn diagram, which is 16. So 52 subtract 16 leaves you with 36 cards. So that's going to go on the outside of our Venn diagram. Now we've got the Venn diagram, we can answer some of the probability questions. So going back to last week's lesson when we looked at union and intersection. So the first question is pick the probability of A intersection B. So that means A and B. The part of the Venn diagram that represents A intersection B is the centre, so the bit I've highlighted. Now there's only 1, so the probability as a fraction is going to be 1 over the total number of playing cards, so 1 over 52. Next question is the probability of A union B. So union represents or. So A or B is going to be both circles including the centre shaded in. So if I add these numbers, I get 16, and again it's out of 52 cards in total. The probability of A is just that circle I've highlighted of A, and there are 4 of them out of 52. Next is A complement, so that is everything that is not in A. So it's going to be the 12 cards that are diamonds and not an ace, and the 36 cards on the outside, so that's 48 over 52. Next we're going to look at a worded question and pick out the important information. So in a class of 30 pupils, 7 are in the choir, 5 are in the school band, and 2 are in the choir and the band. Once I've picked the important information out, so I don't need to keep referring back to it, I've just written a note to myself. So I've got the total, the choir, the band, and in both. Now I've drawn my Venn diagram, it's probably easier to start from the bottom. So how many were in both the choir and the band, and then put that into the centre of my Venn diagram. So there were 2 that were in both the choir and the band, so that goes into the centre. Next, let's look at the choir. So there were 7 in the choir in total. So there are 7 in total, but 2 of these are also in the band. So we can't just write the number 7 in the circle on the left. We need to subtract the 2 that were also in the band. So 7 subtract 2, we've got 5. So 5 is going to go in just the choir. Then we're going to do the same for the band. So the ones that were in the band and in the choir is 5, but we need to subtract the 2 from the centre that were also in the choir. So 5 subtract 2 is 3, otherwise you're counting these people twice. Next we need to look at the outside of our Venn diagram. So there are some people that weren't in any of the band or the choir. So there's 30 pupils in the class in total. If we add up the 5, the 2 and the 3, so all of them that were in the musical choir or band, which is 10 of them, subtract that from 30, we're going to get 20 pupils that weren't in any of them. Now we've got our Venn diagram, we'll answer the question. Find the probability that the pupil is not in the band. So we are interested in everything that is not the circle B, so not the 2 and the 3. And we can just add those together. So 20 add the 5 gives us 25 out of a possible 30. So that's our fraction. Okay, another worded question. This time it involves 3 circles with our Venn diagram. I'm going to work backwards, so we're going to look at the 7 people own dogs, cats and tropical fish, because we can actually put this one straight into the Venn diagram. So this sentence goes straight into the middle. It's represented by the centre of the Venn diagram where all 3 circles cross. So you can put the number 7 straight in there. Next we're going to look at the 11 people that own dogs and tropical fish. So that's the section where the circle for dogs and the circle for tropical fish overlap, but it also includes the centre. So 11 people own dogs and tropical fish, but 7 of them also own cats. Now we're not interested in those, so we subtract the 7 from the 11 to get 4 people that just own fish and dogs. So we can just put the 4 in that section. Next, 10 people own cats and tropical fish. So that's the section that the circle for cats and the circle for fish overlap. Again, we need to subtract 7 from the 10 to get 3 because we don't want to count the same people twice. Then 15 people own cats and dogs, so that's the circle at the top, also including the centre because it's where they both overlap. We don't want to include the 7 people that own fish, so 15 subtract 7 gives us 8. Now we can start looking at the people that own dogs individually, cats and fish. So we'll start with dogs. So 25 people own dogs. Now the 8, the 7 and the 4, we've already put those in, so we need to subtract those from the 25. So you can add together 8, add 7, add 4, and then subtract this 19 from 25. So 6 people just own dogs and don't own any other animals. Next, 53 people own cats. So we add together the 8, the 7 and the 3 and subtract that from 53, and that tells us how many people own just cats and no other animals. Then we need to do the same for the 40 that own tropical fish. So add together the 3, the 7 and the 4 to give us 14 and subtract that from 40 to get how many people own just tropical fish. And finally, this is the bit where lots of people just forget to do it because they think, great, I filled in all the circles, but you need to have your check that there's none that don't own any animals. So add up all of your numbers inside your Venn diagrams and check that adds up to 100 because she had 100 clients. If it doesn't, the ones that are left over need to go on the outside. Now let's look at the questions. Find the probability that the client owns dogs only. So we're only interested in these 6 people that own just dogs, not the people that also own cats, fish and so on. So it's going to be 6 out of a possible 100 clients. B does not own tropical fish, so that's everybody that is not in that circle of tropical fish. So you can add together 11, 35, 8 and 6 and then put that as a fraction over 100. And finally, part C does not own dogs, cats or tropical fish, so that's everybody on the outside, which is 11. So it's 11 out of 100. Now I've got a few questions for you to have a go at, and if you pause and then press play, the answers will appear.